Welcome in, everybody, and Happy New Year and shit. It's the Craft Beer Republic. Thanks for drinking. Thanks for joining. I am Greg, and being joined by the freshest of the coasters, and that's Flex. What's up, big fella?
Nothing much, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Another year gone and another one just beginning or something.
You're so, I don't know, optimistic.
Philosophical?
Glass half full, some shit. I don't know.
Sometimes.
Yeah, and we roped her into another week, and that's Melly Mel. What's happening?
I am just excited for 2025 and all the fun stuff to come this year, guys.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine starting the year any better than doing this.
You're telling me. Yeah. What's 2025 slogan going to be like? 2025 can't get worse than 2024?
I mean, have we not been saying this for 5 years?
That's true. It just keeps getting worse.
Years.
Oh, yeah. Now
New
we got
year,
like,
new me?
Bring
Absolutely
me back to
not.
2019, you know? That was
yeah.
what a
good
time
year.
to be alive.
the
Time
good
to be
old
alive.
days. You know, funny. Hold on. Let me get some business out of the way. I'm going to talk about that. At Craft Beer Republic, at Flex Beer _ in between, and at Beer Girl _ Mel. Give us all's follows and all that good shit. And shout out to, bear with me here, Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio.
Yeah, that's so right.
Okay, that's how you know I'm not making it up.
Don't you watch Tommy Boy?
I was going to say, is that where Tommy Boy was from?
Is it?
No,
Yeah.
No, so they were in Sandusky.
Sandusky,
Right.
Ohio, but there was
the
a Cuyahoga.
girl he liked, her brother lived in Cuyahoga Falls or something.
I did not realize that.
Yeah.
How funny.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I love Tommy Boy.
I
Oh,
almost
so
thought, though,
good.
it was Tia Carrera, though, from like Wayne's World. That was from
No,
Cuyahoga Falls.
definitely not.
Okay.
Tia
So, no,
Carrera.
I'm wrong, guys.
Because
She's
she's
a hottie.
from, God damn it. She's from Hong Kong.
Zang.
I know, but whatever.
Cuyahoga Falls.
Vanessa, look it up for us once again, please.
I like
Well,
that
she's-
Vanessa has
she's
become our
actually
de
from-
facto fact checker.
Vanessa knows everything. She literally,
actually
she
from-
really does.
Kowloon Bay. Is that what it was?
Oh shit, that sounds familiar.
Oh, it was a
Actually,
love
it's
interest
pronounced
from Tommy
Milwaukee.
Boy. The
Rob
girl
Lowe says,
from
you actually sound you're from Kowloon Bay. And she said, I was born in Kowloon Bay. I probably shouldn't use the accent, but no.
Probably not. Yeah, not
Yeah,
not
but
anymore.
I was quoting. I was quoting.
Right. Yes.
the love interest lady from Tommy Boy was from Cuyahoga Falls. No,
No, her
The
brother
girl.
was. Her brother
stepmom?
now lives in Cuyahoga Falls.
ugh,
That's what it was.
gosh darn
So
it!
much
Now I gotta watch the
confusion.
Because
movie.
he was like a cop or a detective. Because Tommy was like, remember when me and your brother used to go and steal bear claws and eat them 2 at a time or something like that? And they would get lodged right in this region,
here
right here. And he said, oh, yeah, he's a cop now.
in Cuyahoga Falls.
Right. Yeah.
Your fucking movie memory is insane.
Ridiculous.
But it's sort of like
It's-
90s comedies.
Yeah, that's like peak. You could still remember things because you weren't drinking yet. Years.
Right. Yeah. I had a lot
Maybe-
of brain cells.
Yeah.
Am I revealing too much, Flex, if I like tell people that we get sick at the same time and we're like laid out at the same time and we're like,
Oh, we've talked
Hey.
about this.
yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
hey,
it's-
what are you watching? Like, let's watch something together and then we'll watch
you
old
up.
movies.
You know, I've actually thought about that because I want to watch Empire Strikes Back.
Yes, I'm
But I
so
wanna-
in.
I want to do like watch it with somebody that's
me?
not with me, if that
Yeah.
sounds
So me.
weird.
I don't know. Is that
I-
weird? Well, we're doing it now. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we've talked about this, but one time Mel and I were sick
Right.
and we watched
Did not have COVID.
Masters of the Universe.
At least one of you didn't.
Maybe I had vertigo. I can't remember. It definitely wasn't COVID.
Vertigo.
I get it. But yeah, we watched Masters of the Universe. We watched Dodgeball.
So good.
And we would be like, all right, starting it. And we like count down like 3, 2, 1. And then
Start it.
so that we could catch all the same parts.
We were like literally watching it together, but like on our deathbeds.
You guys are so romantic.
It was fun.
But we're like just brother and sister though. So we're really
it's a
not. It's
different-
never
a
like,
different
yeah,
relationship.
we're just
Different
not
kind
like
of
that at all.
romance,
Yeah. It's like, like who else watches Masters of the Universe with you? Like what girl is
Right.
going to watch
It's-
Masters of the Universe?
That's
Exactly.
pretty accurate.
Nobody that might potentially have sex with him. That's for sure.
Definitely not.
You know why? Because you know
Definitely
what's never
not.
gotten you laid before?
Masters
Masters of the
101
Universe.
Masters of the Universe. I mean,
hi, Flex. You're kind of cute
Lundgren
with all your muscles.
eats your heart out, but geez, man.
Nice hoverboard.
Oh, shit. All right. Before we get into any more, Mel, you want to kick us off with some beverages?
Yeah, if I can get an assist from you, Greg,
Yeah,
I would love to.
Let's fucking do it.
So I'm keeping it true to state, and I'm staying in New York. And today I have Southern Tier Brewing Company. I'm sure most of you guys know Southern Tier. They've gotten pretty widespread over the years. And today I have their Chestnut Praline Imperial Ale. It's 8.6%, and because it's still that weird holiday week where we're just eating cheese and drinking beer and eating candies that or fudge or whatever that people are handing to us, I figured
Packing
why
fudge
not?
and drinking beer.
That sounds like a fun time. I decided to keep with it, and I'm sticking with my malty, caramelly kind of beer. But y'all, this one's a treat. It is exactly what they say it is. You get a lot of praline, a lot of caramel on the nose, tasting it. This is dessert. This is like a pecan. You say pecan? Yeah, even though it's praline. I don't know what the difference is.
I say butter pecan.
Butter pecan.
Butternuts.
Pecan pie. It tastes like a pecan pie. Like one of those rich, sugary,
Yeah.
like pecan, like crusted.
They do like a little brulee
tarts.
on top.
Yeah,
That's
like
how
a
I
little
say it.
tartlet.
Pecan, okay.
Yeah.
It's fucking delicious. I have no specs on it whatsoever.
I have some. It's 8.6%, like you said, 12 IBUs, 379 on Untapped. And they say as the holidays draw near and excitement grows for the first snowfall, gather together with Chestnut Praline Imperial Ale. With each sip, the warm, buttery flavor of toasted chestnuts glazed with sweet caramel will transform any wintry day into a cozy celebration of the season. From our Southern Tier family to yours, we wish you nothing but joy and sweetness this holiday season.
That's very accurate, especially the buttery part. But is that what a chestnut tastes like? Does anybody
don't
ever
even know.
roast chestnuts for real?
We only eat bacon wrapped chestnuts here.
Mm,
Oh,
they're
you eat them though.
fucking
Like I've
delicious.
never had a chestnut in my life.
same. Yeah.
Like a
Mm-mm.
water chestnut.
No, water chestnut.
Well,
water
yeah, I mean that's like
cress.
what I eat, like bacon wrapped water chestnut. It's fucking
That's
delicious.
not real.
That's not the same thing, right?
No, it's like a watercress, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
things in like
wa-
Chinese food.
watercress is different.
What's a water
watercress-
chestnut?
I don't know. Like,
The
what
watercress
it?
is like the thing in the Chinese food that's crunchy.
No, that's a water chestnut.
What do you call it, Greg?
Watercress is like a super green.
What?
Yeah, 100%.
Someone with a phone, look it up.
I'm Googling as we speak.
Either way,
They're
this
similar,
is-
but they differ in flavor. Yeah, they are different.
Either way,
Anyways.
this is delicious and it's holiday and it makes me want to go out in this 1 degree weather. -1, actually, I lied.
Oof. The fuck is wrong?
And, be cozy outside
-1.
with a praline beer.
Water chestnuts and chestnuts, this is word for word what Google says, are completely different things.
Well, potato.
Yeah, exactly. Unlike sweet chestnuts, which are the fruit of a tree, water chestnuts are part of the root structure of a grass-like plant that grows underwater in marshes. So, Mel, I think we were thinking of the same thing when he said water chestnut, and it's very different than a chestnut.
But like, who roasts chestnuts on an open fire? Please leave us a comment or call in.
Right. Yeah. Only the guy who wrote that song.
That
no
is
one
fairly
else.
805
accurate.
beer, whatever it is.
805-538 beer. Yeah, that's
there
right.
we go.
I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever actually seen a real chestnut before.
I don't think I have either.
Me, same.
Yeah.
But I like the taste if this is what they taste like.
Like, is it
I'm
like
gonna
a
get
walnut or
some.
something?
Oh, is it like walnut?
You know,
Hey, that's like walnut.
It's really like, like pecan or
If
like
I'm-
a more higher fat content nut, I would say. So yeah, I could see it being a walnut. And candied walnut.
Yeah. Well,
I know
bring
what
on the
it tastes
walnuts.
like.
I'm allergic, so it's always a fun time.
How's your life insurance policy, Greg?
Oh, see, I'm not deathly allergic. My tongue swells up and hurts really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then I talk like this until it finally goes back down.
Oh.
Yeah. Coconut does it to me sometimes too. Walnuts,
Shit.
coconuts. Yeah. I can always tell when the coconut in a stout is real or fake. Hey, is this real coconut? Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, this is definitely real, guys. Yeah, it's fun. In fact, one time on the show, way back when, Scott brought a coconut stout over.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, I brought a beer for the show. And I was like, all right, sweet. I guess we'll find out how real it is. And like, you could sort of hear it as the show went on. It was like, hey, I'm Norma. Hey, I'm a little less Norma.
I spit in my tongue.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Hey, you're 5. Fast beer. Call us.
Okay,
Anyways.
I have to say, I feel like an idiot. When I used to work in produce. I've seen plenty of chestnuts in my day. we used to get them in every year, every Christmas.
You ever roast them over an open fire?
No, but we would just throw them out because nobody would buy them.
Because no one's ever actually had one.
Right. Then they have to stay refrigerated.
Do they?
And even when they do, they just mold up really fast. Yeah.
That's one of those things that like someone wrote a song about it, and had it not been for the song, chestnuts would have died out a million years ago and no one would have ever eaten one. And Vons would have never carried them. And,
Shit, and now that you've mentioned roasting over an open fire, God, my memory is so poor. The city I live in, like the little village square,
mm-hmm.
they would have a big Christmas celebration every year. It's called Dickens Day. And there was a restaurant in the village that would have chestnut roasting.
Oh shit!
On an open fire.
Stop.
Did you ever
right
partake?
now.
No, because who does that? You know, like
People that
Lex
love Charles
does.
Dickens do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dickens Day.
Maybe Charles Dickens liked nuts. Who knows?
Maybe they just like a good Dickens.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, but you know what? Not a Dickens show.
Damn it. Took the
I
words
think the
right
people
out of my
that like the
Dickens.
Dickens also like a chestnut. You
No,
know?
who doesn't? It's only gonna get worse from here. Let me move us along. Because I have so many more bad jokes to
I
make.
thought that was so good, and nobody.
No.
appreciated
Here's the
it.
problem.
Okay,
The
okay.
problem was it was good
It
and
was too
appreciated.
good. It was
and I
way
wanted
too
to add on to it, but I figured it would only get worse if I did. So we'll let you be the killer of that, and we'll move on and keep our respect, our self-respect.
Yeah, easy segue.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
very not awkward at all. We started to mention this before we got into Mel's beer. We're talking about like, hey, if it would only be pre-COVID, it could be 2019 all over again. Back in the good old days,
Mhm.
we were having this discussion. It was Brian and somebody else and myself were having this discussion recently. When was the peak of craft beer? And I said 2016. Brian said 15. What do you guys say?
I would say too many were new in 2015, 2016. And I would say the peak, which is sad, was like 2019.
I don't.
And then COVID hit,
Yeah, I mean, definitely changed things.
and then it changed things.
It changed things, but then I think we had like a real resurgence. So I think like 2015, 2016 is not the peak. I think that's when it really got started and started to take off. 2019 was getting to the peak, but I do think there was a resurgence in 2021.
Yeah, but then it kind of went back down again.
Now it's what?
21 was like, we're free. We can be outside. Let's get fucked up.
Right.
And 2020, like, because it was an essential business. So people were like,
Yeah.
what can we do aside, like, only go to breweries?
But like, think about the innovation and stuff. Like, nothing's happened since cold IPAs.
Right. Like nothing's really new since, like, the big things in 19 were hazy IPAs.
19, 20, 21.
And then 20 was like the overfruited sour.
Right.
Yep. What,
You know?
what happened to 450 North? Are they still kicking or did
Oh,
they close?
I got a Tavor ad for them the other day. And I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
take my fruit in other ways.
Hard pass on them. But yeah, I mean, there's really, what else can you do in beer right now?
It's so expensive. And honestly, like the Gen Z is not drinking beer. Like
Mm-mm.
they're too health conscious.
Beer's
Okay.
dying with us,
Mm-hmm.
or at least craft.
Well,
I'll go to my grave with it.
I mean, let's hope not. But yeah, it definitely has a lull. But I think, again, that has a lot to do with the economy right now. And like the product is so expensive. So you don't really have the option to experiment as much as you might want.
True.
But,
I will say the beer I'm drinking tonight, which I'll get to shortly, 4-pack, only $15.
Whoa.
Not bad for California.
I say, where'd you buy that? Here?
Yeah. No, I went to my favorite bottle shop, Trader Joe's.
Hell yeah.
Got myself a You know what? Fuck it. We're talking
date.
about it. Yeah.
Check that date.
Oh, I will.
Call
Let's
the
just-
pen.
Let's call the pen. Here we go.
He calls to the bullpen for beer.
I know it's fresh because it's a collab. It was canned on 12/6/2024. So as I drink it, it's only less than 20 days old.
Less than a month. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I am drinking Made West's collaboration. It's a whole collaboration series. It's called Short Lived. This one is with Highland Park Brewing. And sometimes it's a hazy, sometimes it's a West Coast. It depends who they're collabing with. This one happens to be a hazy. 7%, has a 4.08 on Untapped. Very highly rated. They say hazy IPA jam-packed with El Dorado and Citra hops. The short-lived gem has a tropical profile with pineapple citrus undertones and a smooth, silky mouthfeel. And the hops they use are El Dorado, Citra, and Citra Cryo. The schnoz.
Glad they didn't jelly pack it.
Because there is a difference. The schnoz is straight up like juicy fruit, tropical goodness. When I say juicy fruit, I mean the gum. Like it's everything you think of.
Man, it's been a minute since I had that.
Mm-hmm.
Do people still say that it's been a minute?
I do.
I mean, we're old, so yeah.
We're old, yeah.
It's an old thing to say.
I'm sure the cool kids don't say it, but we're old.
Do they still make juicy fruit?
I have no idea.
They
I
do.
know Fruit Stripe got that's
Oh,
done.
Fruit Stripe was the best, except the flavor lasted for about 3.5 seconds.
No, so good.
But it was good while it lasted.
Juicy fruit was the same. It reminds me of Pee Wee Herman. Juicy fruit. When he's like, like there was like a dye in it. He gives it to the one nemesis.
Oh yeah, and it looks like
And it's like a
yeah.
dye coming out. He's like,
yeah.
really good, right? And he's like, is it so good, Pee Wee? And then it's like all blue, like dripping.
Yeah,
out.
he gives it to his
The
chubby fat
Majorlac.
annoying neighbor.
Oh, that's so funny. The taste follows the nose. It is tropical. It's juicy. It is very light on the tongue. Perfect amount of carbonation. Not over, not under. It just sits there and then goes away as soon as you swallow. Heyo. The can art is like what doesn't say Southern California about it.
Right,
mean-
that's perfect.
It's gorgeous.
SoCal or Florida, one of the two.
Hey, how dare you? It's not Florida. I take offense
don't
to
they
that.
all have palm trees?
I don't know, but how dare you? I am offended.
Sorry.
Hey, I know Flex has dabbled with weed seltzies before, right?
Right.
Have you, Mel? Have you done any dabbling?
Yeah, so I like took a break from beer for a while, and then of course, like I didn't like totally want to be sober.
It sounds awful.
So yeah, but I did. I tried. I actually really liked these cycling frogs, and that's the brand, and they were like a CBD and a THC combo, but it was like 5 and 5, so it was a lighter one.
Okay.
But I could have one and just be like fucked up. And just be like, I'm high as shit. And Lou's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah.
I don't know. Am I?
I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. He's like, well, you haven't said a word in like 3 hours. I'm like, oh. He's like, you're like staring at it like you're staring at the wall. I'm like,
So
You're like,
that's
are
all
you
did?
mad?
That's crazy.
yeah, it's just like, I
That's
don't know
funny.
what to say to people. He'd be like, we went to like a wedding, like, and I was like adamant. Like, I was like, I am not drinking for this whole month. And then I drank, and then he gave me like a higher proof one. I don't know how you call it, like when there's more THC in it. So I
Oh,
Higher
sure.
dose. It's called higher dose.
it had like a warning on it, and it was like, drink a quarter of this.
Warning,
Wait.
if your name is Mel,
Yeah,
drink slowly.
Anyone drink a quarter, wait 45 minutes. If you don't feel the
45
effect.
is not enough.
Yeah. So I drank one of those cycling frogs on the way down because it was like an hour and a half from where we live. And then I was like,
Nice.
I feel pretty good. Like, I got to get through this wedding. I drank a quarter of the other one, and I was like, stuck in my seat at a table and everybody's like, why are you dancing? And I was like, I'm good. I like don't feel good. And I was like, get me the fuck out of here. I gotta go.
Were you like paranoid or what?
I just felt like I didn't. Yeah.
Man.
Like I couldn't be like my social self. And this was like
Weird.
a huge wedding. And I was just like, yeah, no. And it wasn't like a fun table either. So like everybody was
that's
sitting
the
there.
problem.
So
Okay.
that was a problem, I think. I think if I was like around fun people, I probably would have gotten up. But since they weren't, and I was like, I'm fine with it. Like I'm not the leader of the pack today. And I was like, get me out of here as fast as you can. I never want to see these people again. They're my family, by the way. So I had to see them. But
Mel, if you ever want to get stony, let me know. We'll have a good time. So much fun. Well, I mean, I do the gummies and all that stuff. It's funny you say Cycling Frog because I got an ad. I swear this is not sponsored. I got an ad from Untapped and it was like, hey, do you want to try this THC seltzer?
Yeah.
It's free if you pay for shipping.
yeah,
Fuck it. So it was Cycling Frog.
I like those ones though. Like,
Yeah,
I
and it
feel
was
like they're
their-
fine.
Yeah, it was their black currant.
Yeah.
The taste was fine. Like
It's good.
I've had other weed drinks, not a seltzer, but I've had like a weed beer and like a weed soda. Someone gave me this Snoop Dogg has a weed soda. Tastes fucking awful. It was so bad. But this was actually pretty delightful in the taste. The wife and I split it. It's 5 milligrams THC. So we didn't get real high, but it
but
wasn't
it's like
bad.
a level kind of,
Yeah, five's
you're feeling
enough, yeah.
good, you're cool.
Yeah.
Like that's why I was like, I could chill like this all day. But the other one, which was like maybe 20 milligrams, oh God.
20. That's a lot.
20's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
I only
that's
drank a
lot.
quarter of it.
Like I had two sixes before. 'Cause I drank,
That's
I
right.
drank 1 6 and I was like waited like 45 minutes to an hour.
Not long enough.
Yeah.
I was like,
and
man,
I also
should
like,
be feeling something by now. So I cracked the second one. Oh
Mhm.
man, I was fucking high as shit. I even messaged Greg the next day.
That's right.
yeah,
I said, man, I didn't know what was going on.
I don't smoke weed.
Smoke
and
weed every day.
I smoke weed every day. I did when I was way younger, but like I haven't. And I've been a nurse for almost 20 years. So like we get drug tested. Like,
Oh yeah.
I don't do any other drugs. So, you know, I just
You
was.
cocaine, but
Yeah. I mean, that's like 3 days in your system, right? Like,
right.
that
Yeah.
way.
Do it on vacation at the beginning. It's done. So I've heard.
But that's
From a
why I'm
nurse.
like a drinker. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. 12 hours and it's gone.
right. I like to
Yeah.
feel a little nice for the night. But I'm not opposed to them. Like, I think people need to unwind and however you need to do it.
Fucking do
Just
it.
pay attention to what it says. And if
Yes.
it warns you to drink a quarter, maybe drink less than a quarter. Maybe drink an eighth of it. And then
And
see how
my
you
warning
do.
is not 45 minutes. I've always told people if you're doing edibles, hour and a half.
Ooh.
You give yourself an hour, you should
Okay.
start to feel it. But
Yeah.
if you don't, like legitimately wait an hour and a half. And then if you really don't feel it, then okay, go for the rest of it. But like that's when it really starts to. Have I told you guys the whale story?
I don't
I don't
Have
think so.
this?
I don't think
So-
so.
So we
I don't recall
dabble with the gummies, the wife
Sure.
and I. And we were down in San Diego one time. This is like the first trip after COVID. And we usually do 5 at a time. Like take 5, go to bed. It's the perfect amount. You get a little high, you get a lot of sleepy. Fantastic. So we had a whole day of beer research. We had the dog with us. We found this hotel that is in the bay. We had a balcony that overlooked the water. It was fantastic. And we had a gummy and we had a 5 each. And after about, I don't know, an hour, maybe 2 hours, we had a couple beverages with us. She goes, hey, you want another gummy? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So now we're hitting 10 milligrams, which for us is like real stony, but not like, you know,
You won't die
incoherent.
from that.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. We can still function, but
I
like
honestly-
we're real stony.
I think 10 is the perfect level.
10, like if you
Is
want to
it?
get high, to me, 10 is perfect. If you just want to like have a nice low grade buzz and go to bed, 5 is perfect. That's for me.
And the other thing I'm going to add to that is just like if you're bringing that to the party too, like if you bring a nerd's rope or something, like please don't just leave it on the table.
Right. Please tell people what it is.
Yeah, because that
Yeah.
that happened at a party and like
Come on.
not for me. No, who actually just came and brought like some like seltzer cans down, and he's a candy whore. Like he
Oh.
loves sugary candy. So if he
Isn't he
sees
an
like
old food
to-
whore?
just everything, yeah, but like
Yeah.
it's specifically candy, like sugar.
Okay.
So So if he sees like nerds or something like that, he's going at it. So he's into this thing. And then, like nobody saw him doing it. He's just eating it. And he's like, they had some real good candy in there. And they're like, what candy did they have? He was like, it was like a Nerds rope. And they're like, how much did you eat? And he had eaten like a good half of it. And he was like a statue.
That's so good.
For the entire night. And this one girl that's in our social circle is a talker. And he was like, I could hear everything. He's like, but I couldn't do anything. And I just like laid next to her. I sat on this couch, listened to her the entire time, and I couldn't say a word. He's like, I took it all in. I have it here. He was like, it lasted a really long time. Like I was like, Lou, we gotta go, babe. I'm like, he's like, I can't drive. And I was like, I can't drive. I'm drunk as hell. So I was like, I guess we're just sitting here.
That night I drank the 2 6s. I woke up at 2 a.m. and I was still wobbly to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's the worst when you're like stoned as fuck and you wake up at like 2:30 and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it sticks with
stoned.
you.
He had no idea though. So that's why I was like, that's so unfair. Like he wasn't planning on drinking or any,
That's
like
funny.
Yeah, what a bad first impression. Unless he did it before.
I mean, he's definitely
square.
smoked a ton of fucking weed and like done it, probably everything that but when you're going as the DD to a party and then like you think you have some candy and it's just like laid out with like all of the desserts.
Right.
Like maybe cut it up too, like pieces.
Oh yeah.
And then people might
Dose it
know,
out.
then people might know, but it was kind of funny, but it was also kind of like scary a little bit. Like I was like, are you okay?
Especially if you're not expecting it, I'm sure.
Other people ate it too, but people were like landing like face down in the grass, like unable to move. I was like, what the fuck kind of weed is this?
That's fantastic.
Statue weed. Nobody can
Statue
move.
weed. Yeah. Well, so
the new kind of weed.
Right. So anyways, we're in San Diego. We're on this balcony. We have the second gummy. It kicks in. And just as it kicks in, we're feeling really stony. All of a sudden I hear this like noise. I was like, what the fuck is that? Are there whales in the bay? And so like we start looking out and there's a pod of whales going through the bay. And it was the most glorious thing we've ever seen. And I'm sure it was like 80 times more glorious than it would have been because of how stoned we were. And it was to the point where I was like, we are seeing the same thing, right? Like there are actually whales going through. It was amazing.
That's
and I'm sure if we were sober, it'd be like, hey, that's cool. There's whales. But yeah, a lot of people are like, you didn't really see whales, did you? Like, I don't know. I don't care. It was fantastic.
I'm pretty sure.
Either way, you have a great story.
Yeah,
it's a great story.
Sounds
it was
awesome.
Fun. We were stoned out of our minds.
Hell yeah.
Unless anybody's listening that's like related to her, she doesn't do that stuff. Only me, because I'm a bad person.
Sounds like a great way to ring in the new year to 2025 with like whales puffing, like spouting and breathing next to you and saying,
Stony
hey,
whales.
I love you.
Can I pet the whales?
Whales are fascinating.
The snowsberries taste like snowsberries.
I love that movie.
I know you do.
Yeah.
So
Littering and. Since this is like technically the New Year's episode, I was going to ask you guys, do you have any New Year's predictions for the beer world?
Ugh.
I just want Goses to come back.
Me? You know what? Yes.
Right? Like,
please.
That's my
Please bring
wish
them in.
every fucking year.
Monica and I at Pedals were going to make another one. And then now she's no longer at Pedals. So it's like,
Oh, really?
oh, that was my chance for Goses.
Shit.
Also, maybe stop labeling hazy IPAs that aren't hazy and just call them juicy.
Oh, please.
Maybe that can be a new thing for 2025.
Accurately labeling your fucking beers.
Right.
How about let's just get the camaraderie back and everybody post just a touch more because I don't want to see ads anymore. I know I'm not posting and I should be,
I'm
but
so
like
bad at posting.
I've just been so busy with school and kids and like, but
You know
I
who's the
wanted
worst
to.
at posting?
Really lazy. Yeah, I get really
What?
lazy.
Flexy's the worst
Yeah.
at
Flexy.
posting.
But like maybe we should all
Terrible.
try to post like
I'm
once
trying.
every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What if we posted
I've
once every 2 weeks so we
I've
could
been
see each other?
trying. Yeah, I've been trying to do
Right?
like a picture of beer in between the show posts because I'm like, people don't care about the show posts. I just do it because I feel like I should.
Mhm.
But it's like, I think people would probably rather see the beer post or the hanging out post or whatever.
I-
Yeah, let's get back together.
yeah.
Craft. beer
I've taken
community.
so much content in the last year, and I just get too lazy to just fucking
And I haven't, like, zero. I'm
tap
like,
some screen buttons, you know?
Flex only posts if he's at Disney World.
I'm like, I don't like how, like,
True. I love
this
Disney
is
World.
tired. I do the same thing every time. This is boring. Bleh. So let's try to do that. Everybody commit to like one post every 2 weeks, and then like let's try to get it together like maybe once this year. That's what I would like.
I like that. Let's
Right?
work on that.
I think it's doable.
And in honor of Flex, can we call 2025 the year of the Gose? Can we
Oh,
Just-
yeah.
Just bring it back.
bring it back?
Bring it back. Bring it back.
It's so good.
So fucking good. Anyways, all right. Before we get to some news, let's find out what Flex is drinking over there with some important questions.
In a world where craft beer is king, a world where muscles are bigger than growlers, only one tongue can guide us. One man, one tongue, one tongue jobber. In this world, we must find out what is Flex drinking.
Will.
I wish people could see us.
I know.
Well, today, in honor of Greg, he just loves that Wisconsin is called this. I'm drinking a beer called the Fresh Coast.
I thought you were going to say Cheesehead.
No. Fresh Coast from Three Sheeps Brewing Company. They're up in
Okay.
Sheboygan, which is about an hour and 15-ish minutes north of me. And that's Wisconsin, hour and 15 minutes north, not California, hour and 15 minutes north.
Oh,
I
so it's an
believe for
actual
you-
hour and 15 minutes?
Yeah, that would be like 4 blocks in California.
I was going to say a mile and a half, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's say 4 blocks.
Yeah.
Not it's a respectable untapped rating. It's 374 over 21,000 ratings.
Wow, that's a lot of ratings.
It's a flagship from them. It says juicy pale ale brewed with Citra Mosaic and Amarillo hops, one of our most popular beers. It's only 4.8%. It's very, very crushable. On the snaz, there's not much. It's a little bit hoppy. It's a little bit hoppy. You don't really get too many flavor notes out of there. So let me warm up the old tongue jobber here. Get a few citrus notes up in there. Very light bodied, light on the notes, no bitterness.
Oh,
Just a fantastic, crushable, light flagship beer. Something you could drink all summer long, all year long, really. Fantastic color to it. It's a little see-through. There's a few tidbits in there, like it's almost unfiltered. Really, really wonderfully well done. It's not overly hoppy to where you're getting that, filth on your tongue that we've talked about before, like the cigar.
yeah. It wasn't
Post-mortem
that
cigar.
stinky hot breath.
Right. Yeah, just really well done. It's just a super duper crushable beer.
Nice.
And I love the name of it.
Yeah, I do too.
Lake
Coast.
Michigan is the Fresh Coast.
Which I'd never heard until Flex.
Yeah, let's get it.
It's totally a made up thing that doesn't exist.
It's pretty real. I guess. I didn't know it either.
It's really you.
Plus the can art. I got to show you that. I mean, the can's
Oh.
cool. It's like the 3 different shades of blue. It's
All
like
right.
when you're looking out at the
Oh,
water.
like the
you
water,
see-
like how it gets.
Deeper,
Right.
Deeper and
yeah.
darker.
And then here is like the Wisconsin coast, and then it's the water, and there's
I like
boats
that.
in here.
Oh,
yeah,
is that what
it's
that
a
is?
it's a fun can.
I actually was in Florida last week.
Sorry.
No, I know. Well, I chose to go there on purpose.
Oh.
Yeah. But I went to a brewing company, but they weren't brewed there. So it was a little bit odd. But the way they presented the brewing space was freaking awesome. They would take these old doors and whatever the beers were, they would paint the can art on the door. And so they would lay them out upright, full door. And so that's how you order. You do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, like
kinda
door
neat.
number 3.
Door number 3.
I like
That's kind
that.
of neat.
It was really cool. I was a little unimpressed that the beer wasn't brewed there, but I guess they're brewed in Pennsylvania. But they had one that was called, oh God, what was it called? It was like an ecto cooler basically, but I don't remember what it was actually called. But it
It
came
was
out
door number 6.
It was door number 6. You're not lying about that.
Really?
Yeah.
What a good guess.
Voodoo
What can I say?
Brewing. Craft
Yeah,
Brunette,
Voodoo.
if you're out there, have you heard of it? Voodoo? I was in
Who
Fort
hasn't heard of
Myers.
Voodoo.
She wasn't with me. I don't.
Voodoo's like
Me. I haven't
they're
heard
like
of them.
Pretty big brewery over on the East Coast.
Are they? They're not in New York. Never heard of them.
I've heard of it. I don't think I've had anything.
I mean, it was very ecto-coolery tasting, and like they did a good job. But like the art, I was so impressed. Whoever is painting the doors, if you're listening, you did a great job.
Nice.
Anyway, your can art reminded me of that because they had like a few different scenarios.
Cool.
Okay,
Neat.
good, cool story, Bill.
Good chat.
Way to go.
Apparently there's a couple voodoo breweries. There's one in Las Vegas. There's one in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I've
Like,
had one of their,
right,
like,
so it wasn't that exciting that it was in Florida while I was there.
Oh man, it was like an imperial lager or something.
Oh.
It was all right.
Eh.
Right, the
I'll think
beer
of
was
anything.
all right. It wasn't like
But the art was cool.
the doors were very cool. I was
Yeah.
impressed by them. They didn't have a sticker place.
Gotta
I was
love a good
disappointed.
door, you know. That's what I always say.
Hey, you know what? Not a door
Hey.
show.
That's a good door. You did your
Oh
job.
Lord!
Yeah.
My
you
Okay.
goodness.
opened and you closed.
Oh, what else could you ask for?
Easy there. Don't do too much, kid.
Yeah. It's got some real Monsters Inc. Vibes. The
Mhm.
doors.
I
and-
did.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. A little news before we get up out of here. Brewers Association, in their 2024 recap, did not fail to mention the fact that for the first time, craft brewery closures outpaced openings. In 2024, 399 breweries closed, while only 335 new breweries opened.
Sounds like they have 399 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
Touche. I
Come on.
was trying to think of a beer name that sounded close to bitch. I was like, but a Belgian ain't one? Not
Yeah.
funny.
3 dogs, raging bitch.
There you go. Last year, 495 breweries opened and 418 closed. This is the first year that closures outpaced openings. We'll see how that trend continues. And look, we've talked about this a bajillion times on the show. Closures aren't always a bad thing. For so long, I think so many breweries were getting by on the fact that they were the only brewery in the area that was producing alcohol. And it was like, look, you want to get drunk? Come down to the brewery. And now it's like, yeah, now it's like, you got to make good beer. You just have to make good beer or people aren't going to come.
Right.
Plain and simple.
Mm.
Castle Island has acquired Cambridge Brewing's intellectual property. Norwood, Massachusetts-based Castle Island Brewing Company has acquired the IP of Cambridge Brewing Company. The deal closed last Tuesday, 3 days before CBC was set to cease operations. Financial details of the transaction were not disclosed. Carved out of the deal is CBC's Kendall Square Pub, which will close, December 20th, which has already happened even as we record this. In August, CBC founder Phil Bernatine announced plans to wind down operations after 35 years, permanently close the brew pub, and retire. Castle Island founder and CEO Adam Romanow told Brewbound that talks with Bernatine, please stop using his last name, began shortly after the announcement. He said, beyond the emotional components, which I don't need to explain to anybody in the industry, I think the brand's got a lot of legs. They make phenomenal beers that should not just be put into a filing drawer for the rest of eternity. The Cambridge name has some provenance and some equity and can travel, which is not something we intend to do immediately, but hopefully down the road if there's demand for it. More than anything, we just didn't want to see it get shuttered. So, keeping a good thing going.
Shuttered.
That's nice. Shuttered. Diageo reportedly exploring selling the formerly P. Diddy-backed Ciroc vodka.
Oh boy.
Oh,
I could read the story, but I think it's pretty obvious. If it's P. Diddy's vodka, who the fuck wants it?
done.
Yeah, I hear it's real slippery.
I mean, how much KY do you need?
Well,
Apparently,
you just asked
lot.
Diddy. My
Apparently
favorite
zero.
part.
You need baby oil, actually.
Yeah.
I lied.
My favorite part about the whole baby oil thing is he claimed he got it from Costco, and Costco put out a statement and was like, we don't even sell that.
Right. I did enjoy that part.
It was so good. Not only did he not get it from us, we don't even sell that shit. We are not associated with Diddy. Oh, it's so good. We'll end it on this one. And this actually relates pretty good back to Mel. A woman ran the New York City Marathon while drunk.
Yes, we saw that this year. I actually saw her and so did Lou.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had not heard about this. I came across this by accident. The story was from almost a month ago, and I was like, oh my God, this is an amazing story. Justine Wang, 26, took an unconventional approach to the New York City Marathon by consuming alcohol throughout the 26.2 mile course, documenting her experience on TikTok.
Yeah.
She reported drinking several shots of liquor and a few beers, all while maintaining hydration at every water station. She completed the marathon in 5 hours and 36 minutes, expressing no regrets and emphasizing the joy of spending time with friends and spectators. She explained to the news outlet that she decided to take a much more relaxed approach to her NYC experience after finding out she had also been accepted to run in the Chicago Marathon, which took place 3 weeks earlier.
Exactly. And just so you guys all know, to get like a idea of what New York is like, it is all 5 boroughs, and in every borough there are so many spectators that are there to party. Like they're the ones watching, and they're like, we got beers, we got this, they have everything for the runners. So like there's a lot of opportunity to drink because people are.
Where was that when I ran the Disneyland Marathon?
Not in Disneyland. Afterwards at like 4 a.m. when you finish. They give you you could buy a beer for like $30.
Right.
But like in New York, like constantly, people are trying to. And this year, Lou took his foodie approach, and he actually he did his pizza. Yeah, he did.
Kidding me?
No, he didn't.
Do not undersell this. The videos were fantastic.
No, he didn't. He got like White Castle in one borough. He got pizza. I had like pickle juice for him. Like. Yeah, he just did not train whatsoever. Still did better than I would normally do training. So kudos to him. But like he did. And like every store he even like looked for like a phone charger for me because I was like, fuck, my phone's dying.
While running?
Yeah. He's like, I'm going into a couple stores. He's like, got nothing for you. I'm like, shit. But like
so
he
funny.
was like, he would jump in and they'd be like, are you running? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, I want some pizza. And they're like, got you. Free.
Oh, he was hooking it up.
Yeah, he loved it.
Oh, he was in heaven.
He had a blast.
Oh my
He probably
gosh.
got some meat on a stick at the end, but
I think there was a video of him eating a gyro at one point.
yeah, I always send it to you. I will continue to do so. But like,
There was the gyro. There's definitely, I think there was multiple pizza videos.
Yeah.
I think there were like 4 or 5 videos in total.
Stop at a hot dog cart on the side of the street too? Like he pulled
did.
over in the car?
That was a different time, but yes. Yep, that was a different race. But yeah, we did. And he was like, just like beckoning to the person to come over and bring us the hot dogs while we were in traffic. And they did. He's like, 2, this, that, whatever, $10. And they're like 12. And he's like, 10, motherfucker. And they gave it to him. They're like, fine, fuck you.
Really?
Hilarious. Yeah. But, you know, like, I think that if you can do something like that and just enjoy the 5 hours that you're out there, fuck it. You know, like, why should anybody be mad at her for like drinking? Good for you.
Oh, yeah, do it. I don't know what's more impressive, though, Lou's ability to run marathons or his ability to eat while running marathons and not throw up.
It's a weird thing.
It's a both.
It's a combination.
It's a real 1-2 punch.
It's
like,
a combination. I'm always like very impressed with what he does.
Yeah.
And how fast he can do it too. Like,
oh, yeah. I did 2 half marathons, and after both of them, I was like, you know what I don't want to do right now? Eat.
oh yeah.
or anything else.
No, I'll totally.
I don't even want to walk.
Yeah. I remember after the first one, they're like, everyone have an orange slice. I was like, go fuck yourself. Give me some water and leave me alone. Like, I don't want an orange slice. What is this? Youth soccer? Orange slices?
Bananas?
Yeah. Where's my apple slices?
That was always halftime at during high school football games. They would just have boxes of oranges and bananas, and they'd just be throwing them around the locker room.
Jeez. Yeah, no thanks.
Got to get them electrolytes.
I guess so. Some potassium. All right. I think that's pretty much everything. Let's hit some music. Let's head on out of here. Mel, thank you for 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
I'm so happy
always
you
a
guys
fun
had
time.
me. Oh, I love you guys so much. Thanks for having me while I was on school break. One more year, and then maybe you'll make me a regular. Who knows?
Timing worked out perfectly. You were drinking a little bit, and let us know when you're drinking again.
Oh, yeah. Good question.
Yeah,
It'll be what, like 19 weeks from now?
Yeah, let's schedule some drinking time with
Somewhere
Mel.
around there.
Yeah, because we need it. It's been a blast. We've missed hanging out with people, but more importantly, we missed hanging out with you.
Agreed.
I love you, boys.
Yeah, we love you. Follow her on the socials at beergirl_Mel. Follow us at Craft Beer Republic. And of course, Flex Me a Beer _ in between. 805-538-BEER is the number. Mail at craftbeerrepublic.com. I think that's just about everything. I hope everyone's staying very well hydrated.
And on that note,
good night, everybody.
Bye, Vanessa.
Oh, bye, Vanessa.
Hi,
What
Vanessa.
assholes we are.
bye.